Today we're going to be installing a high wing and a low wing spoiler on a C8 Corvette. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Scott and today I'm going to be showing you how to install a high wing spoiler as well as a low wing spoiler on this C8 Corvette. Now this Corvette it's a 3LT car, but it came with absolutely no spoiler on it at all. And so you can see right here that I went ahead, I've already taken the time to cut the template that comes out with it. They come in a big roll, and I'm going to show you that in a second, but it takes a little bit of time to cut this template out and get it centered right where it belongs. So I've got it all ready to go ahead and drill, but we'll do that here in just a minute on the install, and we'll take the bumper off and we'll do what we got to do, and I'll show you how that's all done. But what I wanted to be able to show you is that the same work, the same template, everything is all the same for a high wing as well as the low wing. Now this particular car is going to be getting the low wing spoiler, but I wanted to be able to show you that the high wing works on it all also with using the exact same holes. All of the cars that I have done in the shop, minus a few of them, have already had a low wing and then they go to the high wing. And this car here doesn't have any spoiler at all, and this gentleman wants to go with a low wing spoiler, so that's what we're going to do today. But I'll be able to show you both. So it's going to be the exact same procedures. The only thing is that we have to assemble the uprights for the high wing, and so I'm going to show you how that part's done and how we get this wing ready to go. Okay. Other than that, they are the same exact installation. So sit back and relax, and we're going to show you how this is done. I'm going to show you where all the screws are, where you can get up in there and you'll know exactly where to get to the bolts and what size they are. Okay? Alright, so sit back. Here we go. We are getting ready to go ahead and drill the holes. Now, like I was telling you, your template will come like this. It's rolled up, and you're just going to have to take the time to unroll it and then carefully cut it out, and it's got all the lines on it, all the markings, so you'll know exactly how to do it. And then once you get it with your center mark here, this will line up all the way across. The lines will go right down the body corners, right as long as the contours here, so you'll have those exact. Now what I did is I set after I got my template on here, just to make sure, right, as I went ahead and I took the studs, I put some studs in here, and you'll have the studs on your high wing also, that you can actually put a little bit of grease on them, and you'll be able to set them down, and you'll be able to see, and you can see hopefully you can see that there's a little bit of discoloration here and here on these spots where the holes go. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to drill a pilot hole, real small one, and then we're going to end up going up to a 3/8, or this is about as close as you're going to get to what they recommend, which is a 9mm. So 9mm falls right in between the 3/8 and the little smaller of a drill. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to drill. You'll see a center mark there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drill that. Now you only want to drill this just a little bit. You don't want to go way down, because you don't want to go into your taillights. Okay, so we're just going to drill these pilot holes just like that, and just like so. I'm going to come up here. We're going to do the same thing right here. Okay. And we've got one more over here, just like that, and then we'll get these other two right here. Let's see right here. Okay. So we've done the damage that we're going to do now, guys. So I'm just going to set my drill down, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull my template off. So now that we've got that part done, we've got our base holes, okay? Now what we can do is we can go ahead and we can go ahead and start to drill the other holes. So I'm going to go grab my drill again. Switch out drill bits. And we'll go to our 3/8. Okay. Now this is where, as you know, I hate drilling holes. So here we go. Okay, guys. Here we go. So you're only going to drill them just enough, because when we get the bumper off, that's when we'll actually drill down farther. Okay. Okay. This is a screw gun with a drill bit, guys, just so you know. So that's why the little hammer in there is making that clicking. So if you have a regular drill, you're probably not going to have that noise. Okay. Alright, we're going to pull these top screws out. Like I said, these are 15 Torx. And we're just going to set them up over here. They're all exactly the same length, so you don't have to worry about what hole they came out of. Alright, so we've got all the screws out here on the top side. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and lift the car up just a little bit. I've already got it on the lift. We're going to lift it up a little bit, take the wheels off, and then we'll be able to get into the wheel wells. We've got the tires off. We're going to go ahead. I've got my GoPro here. I'm going to be able to get up into this fender well and show you. But we've got some different screws that we've got to pull free here. So we're going to start with the bottom rock guard screw, which is a 7mm, and it's right here. We're going to pull that one out. Okay, we'll tuck that one just right there. That'll allow us to go ahead and pull the rock guard free. Just like so. Okay, and then we'll be able to pull that, set that one down over here. And I'm just going to move across so I don't have to keep going back and forth. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put my 15 Torx on here, and I'm going to start pulling these Torx screws out of the bottom. Just move those, tuck them up underneath here. Now, like I'm going to show you here, let me turn on my GoPro and I'll show you what I'm talking about here as far as there's a couple 15 Torx here. And they're right here. You can see right there, and there's one right there. So we're going to take those out, and let me stop that. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull those little guys out. Now again, all these Torx, they're all exactly the same, so you don't have to worry about them being different lengths. Okay. Now what that does is we're gonna be able to open this up. We're gonna be able to pull our wheel well, our wheel liner, down and out of the way here. And let's see here, we've got another one right here. which I forgot about, guys. It's another 7mm. It's right here. We'll get that one down and out of the way. So we're gonna get up in here. I'm gonna turn on the GoPro. Let's see if I can show you this. So you've got your 2 screws that are right here. Okay, these are 2 7mm screws. Those are fairly easy to get to. And then you've got the one that's right up there. Let me see if I can get the camera up there so you can see it. I think you can now. You can see that 10mm nut right there as the stud. That's what we've got to get off. Okay, so I'm gonna literally just put the camera down just for a second so I can go ahead and get my tool up there, and then we'll go ahead and we'll get that up there, and then I can go ahead and get this going. Okay, so this screw is really the hardest one of the bunch to get off. And if you just take the tool, you put it up there, and you get it started, just like that. Then you can put your gun on here. And I'm going to show you it. Once I get it on here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so let me get the camera again here, and you can see what I've got going on here. So I've got that little angle going up onto that 10mm nut, and you can see that it's just my little gun there hooked to it. Alright, so then at that point, all I'm doing, see if I can get my camera turned around here. So you can see right there, I'm just pulling that nut off. Okay, just like that. And then at that point, that gets that nut off. Hold it on just a little bit, and I got it off. So now, at that point, we just have to take these two screws off right there. Okay. So, I'm just gonna go back to my handy dandy 7mm here, and I can pull these off. And so let me see if I can get that on camera here so you guys can see that. Okay, just like that. Right, and we got that one. And then we've got one more, which is right here. Oh, there we go. Okay, a little tight quartered, guys, especially when you're trying to use a camera. But that is all there is. Those 3, the 1 nut and the 2 screws that hold that together. And then at that point, we can go back to our other camera view here. And we'll go ahead and we'll put our 15mm back in, or 15 Torx, I should say. Make sure that we don't lose our screws. Get that all kept together. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to move right along here. Let me get out of the camera. Get out of the way of the camera, I should say. So we started these 2 screws here. We got those loose. And then we've got some other screws right over here. See if I can get down here a little bit. So now we've got our screw out of the bottom right here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to pull the rock guard off. And just like that, we set this off to the side. And then we've got our 15 Torx that I showed you from a different angle right here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull those out. A lot of close quarters, guys, so it's hard to get you the best view. It kind of sucks. I'm going to try to get my camera in over on this side though, and see if I can get you a little bit better view. And then you don't want to forget that we have one more 7mm right here. All right. So now what we've got is we should be able to peel this open, roll this kind of back here, get this out of the way, just like this. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my GoPro and I'm going to go ahead and show you what that really looks like up there easily. So if you look right up there, look right here, I think I've got it, is the two screws that you're looking at there. And then the one that I was showing you that was really hard to show you, that's it right there on this side. See? It's easy to get to on this side. But on the other side, if you're not even looking for it, you wouldn't even know it's there. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pull that little guy out. We are here at the back of the bumper. We've got everything loose. We've got all of our top screws out. And let me explain to you one other thing. When we did the top screws, I pulled them all out, but I didn't really explain. There's one over here kind of in the corners. So you'll want to make sure you get those out, okay? But we've got those screws all out. We've got our side by our rock guards, everything underneath. We're free. Now, what you want to make sure to do, and I'll get you some footage inside here to show you where these connectors are, because I've got my GoPro here. We'll go ahead and do that. But I have a couple different pry tools, as well as a screwdriver here, because there's a couple connectors in here that have like a safety lock in them, and sometimes they come loose just really easy. Other times they fight you, and when you're sitting here trying to get the bumper off, you know, if you've got somebody that can help you, wonderful. But when you're doing it by yourself, you want to make sure that you're prepared. Okay. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to pull this loose. You'll see how easy this is for it to come off. It comes off really, really simple. Okay. So you just grab it. I've got the weight here. I'm just going to set this down. And you can see what I did is I used the cardboard box that the spoiler came in, as well as a blanket, just to make sure that I'm not scratching it. Okay, so it's sitting here. There's actually 3 connectors. Let me see if I can get this to fire up here. So here we go. Hang on a second. All right, so you can see right here we've got one connector here. You've got another smaller connector right here, and then you got another big one right here. Okay, and that is really all there is to it. And we're just going to go ahead and we're going to take those loose. We'll pull the bumper off. We'll set it on. We'll go ahead and we'll set it on a stand so we can flip it up on its backside. I'm going to take the tail lights out and all that type of stuff. Okay, so. We'll go ahead and we'll do that right now. It always helps a little bit, guys. If you see me here for a second, you see I got this big light on my head. It will help you to be able to have that. But we're going to pull this red safety clip here, and then we're going to push down. You guys, those of you that have done these, you know, that have worked on GM, these clips are very much the same all the way around. They are very tight. And sometimes you might want to try to pull them off of the clip itself, just to give you a little bit of leverage here, because there we go. You can see right there we pulled that loose. So now I probably can get in here a little bit better, get everything adjusted, and pull that loose. But like I said, sometimes it looks like this one might be one of them that's going to do it. It doesn't want to come loose, so I can usually put a little bit in here, just a little screwdriver, just to give it a little bit of help, and then it will come. Doesn't take a lot. There we go, just like that. Then this one's got a safety clip on it also. I don't know if you can see that. See if I can get that to go. We may end up doing the same thing over here, just to give it a little bit of help. You can see right there, it just freed up, just like that. Then we're going to do the same thing on this gray one. Pull the red safety clip back, and you're going to push down. You got to get it just right to get the the gray plastic piece to go down. Okay, and if you can see that now with the camera, we're going to push that right into its sweet spot. You'll see it. You'll be able to feel it. Okay, but like I said, these clips are so tight, these connectors. So just get it down in there the best you can, and then you can use your screwdriver inside the lip and just kind of wedge it. And once you get it wedged, usually it'll pop free, just like that. Okay, so now at this point we're ready to go ahead and we'll take the bumper off, and we'll set it up on its stand. We got the bumper off now, we got it on its stand, and so I'm just going to show you the screws that we're going to be pulling out. There's some right here, right up here. I think there's one right here too. One right here, here, and here. And it's the same thing on this side, okay? So that, when we get these, we move them up and over here. That'll allow us to have some clearance to be able to get into here, which is where our bolt holes are, where we're gonna go ahead and attach our wing, okay? Now, one thing I want to point out to you is that while you're in here, if you have, if you're watching this video before you start to do this type of job, and you are wanting to do more stuff, this is the time to do it. Okay, if you are wanting to do the rear carbon fiber grills right here, then this is the time to do it, because this is how they snap out and you have to be able to get to them. Same thing on obviously on this side. But then also, if you're wanting to do a carbon fiber diffuser, which is this whole bottom valance right here, this is the time that you want to do that, right? Because you've got to be able to get all of these clips out, right, all the way around to be able to change this bottom panel. Okay, so now is the time. So if I'm going to be giving you some information, some discount information from Extreme Online, and I'm going to put that in the notes in the comments section. So you want to be sure and use that link, and it's going to get you a 10% discount, and that is great from Extreme Online. They're already cheaper than a lot of the other companies out there. They have really good quality. I have put this together on another car, and it just looks awesome. So right now is the time. You're going to do a wing. You're going to put the grill vents in, or the rear bumper vents in. You're going to put a new valance on the bottom, or the diffuser. Now is the time to do it. Take advantage of it, and this way you'll be able to save you only having to take this bumper off once, but also save some money. All right, so what we're going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and put this camera back up on the tripod, and I'll show you taking everything apart, okay? We're going to start on this side over here. And you can just set the screws down. Again, they're utilizing all the exact same screws. So that one kind of rolled on me. I think it's right here. There it is. I'll put that back over here. They are all the same screws, so you don't have to worry about which one goes where. Should be free now. So we can put that and just kind of set this out of the way. Just flip it over. Just like that. We don't really need it. We're just wanting to be able to get into here. Okay. We're going to come over here. We're going to start taking these screws out. You could disconnect the lights and get them totally out of the way if you wanted, but I don't see any reason to. Okay, and then this one can come up and out of the way also. Now we're making this film for a low wing as well as the high wing, and I just want to show you how the low wing will bolt on, and then we'll move over to the high wing and how we build everything, how we actually build the spoiler and then put it on. But they utilize the same holes, so you're just going to go ahead and you're going to be able to put those into the holes. Okay, just like that. Okay, just be careful not to scratch the paint. So what we can do is we can get one of the screws in here, or one of the studs, and then we can go ahead and we can put our nut on. This is very close quartered, guys, for the nut. You have to kind of pull the spoiler out a little bit, and then you can start to tighten it down. And I'll show you how that works here in just a second. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to get these in here, get that started. And then we can go ahead and we can put our nuts on the studs. So literally that is all there is to installing the low wing. Right? I mean, we drilled the holes. That was the hardest part, right? And then just taking the bumper off and getting it where you can operate here. So you're literally just tightening all of these 6 screws up, or 6 nuts, and then putting the lights back on. That's literally all there is to it. And then reversing the process, putting it back on. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to take this one back off, and I'll show you how to build the high wing, and then at that point we'll put the high wing on and we'll be good. All right. We've got our high wing here, and what we're going to do is I'm just going to set this here, but we've got a few different pieces. We've got 4 uprights. We've got 2 of the wider ones that go on the outside edges, and then we've got 2 that go into the center. So what we're going to do here is literally we're just going to, now they come with 2-side stick tape, okay, if you can see that. I'm not going to stick them because I'm actually not installing this spoiler permanently on this car. I wanted to be able to show you how to install both of them, so tying 2 of them together in one video. So I'm going to end up putting this one back in the box when I'm all done, and we'll end up installing it on another customer's car. But literally there's 1 screw that's threaded right here, and we're going to go ahead and we're just going to put this bolt. It has basically it has a bolt here that goes the whole length. Let me show you what I did here. It comes with all these bolts, okay, and 2 are 1 length and 2 are the other one. The longer of the 2, these go on the outside edges. So what you do here is you go ahead and you put this screw here through the base of the winglet, or the upright I should say, and it comes out on this side like that. Again, you would undo the tape. You take the tape and have it be free, okay, and then at this point we would go ahead and stick this on here. Like this. Okay, and then we snug it up. There we go, just like that. And then we're going to let that sit here again. And we'll grab one of the other uprights with the shorter screws, and we'll put it through. Now you'll be able to tell because this has got a, what do you want to call it, a recessed edge. So it's just perfect to make this bolt fit in there just perfectly so it'll be flat. Okay, so it just goes in like so. And then at that point, these are exactly the same ones in the center, so you don't have to worry about that. So that just goes in like so. Okay, just like this. All right, then we got one more to do. Again, just dropping the screw down in the hole here, right, and have it come out the other side. Just like that. You take your two-sided stick tape, you take that off. Okay, just like this. Okay, so now it's built. The wing is built. We'll put the winglets on once it's on the bumper, and we'll go ahead and I'll put it on. I'll set it on the car so you can see what it looks like. Okay, but so for now, what we're going to do is we're going to take the screws that are provided in the bag. Okay, and we're going to utilize those. 4 of these screws are going to be used to put the winglets on. And then the other ones are actually putting the wing on itself. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put a screw on right here. Now the screws are they're a number 4 hex, so you don't want to use a power tool to get these started because you take the chance of cross-threading them. So you're just going to go ahead and get that on your little hand screwdriver here. Just like that. Just like so. And you don't want to snug it up all the way, but you want to make sure that they're in there tight enough that it's not going to come loose. Then at that point you can come over here and you can start with these screws here, which you can get them to line up. There. Okay, there we go. That looks good. Okay, snug this down just a little bit more. There we go. And snug this one down. Just like that. And we're good, guys. So this wing is on. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and we're going to put everything back on. So I want you to see what this is going to look like on the car. And then after the video, I'll go ahead and I'll take this one off and put the lower one back on. But I just wanted you to see this. So it's a little more work for me to be able to show you both of them at the same time, but it's so much better than having to do 2 different videos to show you the same thing, right? So it doesn't really matter whether you buy the high wing or the low wing. You're totally going to dress up your car no matter what you do. So I'm going to put these back in. Now guys, I'm not going to reconnect these connectors, okay, because I've got to take this bumper off one more time just to be able to take the high wing off and put the low wing back on. So you remember that bolt, or the bolt and the nut here that we had to take off? It's right here. So we have to make sure that that goes back up in there, that this top flange goes up on top of here, and that's really all there is to it besides snapping those back together. So we're just going to lift this little guy up, okay, and it will go onto that stud pretty easy, okay. We'll do that. You can see that pretty much goes right on. Okay, so now there's that. Okay, so now I think what's happening is that the bottom trim has decided it's going to drop out of the way. So we'll set that there, and then I'll take a look down here to see what's going on, and that's exactly what has happened. There we go. So, you know, again, guys, I can show you, I mean, that we can do this way more graceful when we're doing it two guys. You know, it's a lot easier to do with two people. But I want to be able to show you that you can do it on your own without, you know, without messing things up, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put a couple screws up here in the top just to hold it. Okay, so I've got a screw here. We'll get that started. Just like that. There we go. Alright. And put another one up and over here. And again, like I said, and this is all just to show you. I was trying to figure out how to do this, to be able to show you both of them at the same time, and I figured, you know what, the only way to do it is to actually do it. There's no other way around it. So just going to put a couple screws here just so it's holding on, it's not coming loose, okay? See if I can get out of you guys this way and still show you at the same time. And like I said, I would go back and forth with the screws. You don't want to reef it down one way too tight. Just makes it go down and snuck up real nice and tight without messing the winglet up. Okay. Guys, that is literally what it looks like, and that's really as simple as it gets. I mean, this is an entailed install. There is no doubt about it. So if you don't feel comfortable drilling holes into your bumper, you might want to get a body shop to do it. Or if you're anywhere close to me, I'll be happy to do these for you. Okay. I've got a lot of these under my belt, so it does make it easier. I know exactly what screws to pull, and now you do too. But this is what she looks like. So you saw the base car, very, very simplified. And now you've got this really nice wing on it, and it just looks really good. So, like I said, this is the high wing. This one happens to be a carbon fiber high wing spoiler. They carry it in carbon flash as well as carbon fiber. They also carry the carbon fiber and carbon flash lower, the lower, what should I say? The lower spoiler, or the low profile spoiler. So you can get either one from Extreme Online. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put all of that information there on the screen. But what I've been finding out, guys, is that I'm giving you this great, awesome discount, and the company the code isn't working, right? I'm getting people coming back and saying, hey, the code isn't working. And then I have some people that are. And basically what's happening is that the link that I'm putting up here on the screen, I'm gonna put it in the comment section. It has to be a link that was created for CorvetteChannel. If you don't use that exact link, then it won't apply the credit for you and it won't let you use the code. So you wanna make sure that you use the big long link that I'm putting in there. And like I said, to make it easier for you, just click on the link in the comment section and then it'll take you there. It'll look just like the regular website, except it will accept the discount code and give you the 10% off, okay? It doesn't just work on this, okay? Extreme has been kind enough to extend this to everything on their website, okay? So it definitely will help you, but that's the only way that you can get it, as long as you use that link. And like I said, I'll have all that up here on the screen. All right, so that, guys, is it. You know, we would have to put the connectors back together. It's just the reverse. You're gonna have the two screws that are right here, as well as the bolt that goes right here, and then you're just gonna close it all up, just putting screws all across the top layer. So that's pretty much all there is, okay? So if you guys are in the market for this or low wing or any other parts, and it's not just for C8, they have extended this out, so everything on their website. So if you're watching this, you're a subscriber and you're watching this and you go, hey, wait a minute, what about me and my C5 or my C6? Anything you see on their website, use that code, you'll get your discount. Okay. So anyway, guys, that's about it. I'm gonna put it all back together. It's just in reverse order of what we did, because I know this was a long video, right? So I don't want to bore you with putting the same screws back in the hole that I took out. Okay. So anyway, I just want to thank you guys all for watching. If you guys have not subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. We are really close to 15,000 subscribers. I would love to be able to see that really quick. I'd also love to be able to see it get to 20,000 in a fairly short amount of time. Like I've mentioned before, we have about 90,000 viewers, but we only get like 15,000 people to subscribe. So do me that favor and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. And like I said, if you're in need of anything and you are in this area, you need this stuff installed, let me know. I'll put that information right here on the screen too, and we'll be happy to get you going. So anyway, enough of that. Guys, thank you for watching today, and I hope you have a great day.